Okay, here's another good story about the kind of experiences I had in Ontario. You wouldn't think this could happen, but you know, sometimes it's like a third world country living in Ontario. So I was living at the corner of Gladstone and Lyon. Gladstone's a fairly busy street. My house actually faced Lyon, and there was a bus stop on the corner. I was the house on the corner. So the bus stop was right in front of my house. One day I came home with my son and we pulled into the driveway. My driveway was about 30 feet from the corner. And on Gladstone, there was only street parking probably 40 feet from the corner. So no one could park within a certain distance of my driveway or between my driveway and the bus stop, obviously. And it's a 4-lane street and quite busy all the time. So, but the fact that no one could park beside my driveway allowed me to back out into that first lane on the far right without trying to worry about traffic because it was hard to see the traffic. So I arrived home one day with my son, Avery. I think he was about 10 years old at the time. And we went in the house. And when we went in, I pointed out to him that there was a car sitting at the bus stop in front of our house, which is really unusual. It was the only time I ever saw someone sit there because the bus is going to come up behind you and you're going to have to move. So I noticed that and I mentioned it to him. We went in, we had to grab a few things. He was en route to a swim practice. I was on my way to the airport and my younger son was in the house. When I got in my car, of course, I checked both ways. That car was still sitting at the bus stop. I backed up and in seconds, I hit a car. What car did I hit? The one that was up the street at the bus stop. The minute I started to back up, that guy stepped on his gas pedal, floored it, and came right up behind my vehicle. Because who travels the wrong way down the street, right on the wrong side of the road? He came right up behind my car, causing me to hit him. I got out of the car and I asked him, what the hell are you doing? Why are you backing up? Why were you at the stop sign? Two Haitian men got out of the car and started screaming and threatening me. I immediately told my son to stay in the car. I got back in the car and I left. Now, I didn't think about the incident much. I had to fly out of town for work. I believe it was for business. And I dropped my son off and I had to immediately go to the airport. I was concerned about my younger son in the house, however. When I arrived home after this particular trip, a Haitian police officer came to my front door. He also threatened me. He said, you have caused an accident. I explained what happened. He would have none of it. He wouldn't listen. He totally ignored me. And so I just waited for my day in court. I get to court some months later. I arrive. There's a Francophone prosecutor, and she's having a conversation with the cop and the guy that purposely hit me. And I mean, this is what people do, right? They do it so that you pay for repairs to their car. That's all. He only did it for the purpose of an insurance claim, and it was completely corrupt. So they're all having a conversation, lining up their stories. I had prepared a document, quite a large sheet, measured all the distances, the stop sign, the width of my house, where my driveway was. I had it all mapped out to show the judge when it was my turn to testify. So the Haitian guy basically lied, said he was driving down the street and I hit him. He claimed to be coming from the other direction in the second lane, when actually I hit him about 6 inches behind my driveway because that was his intent. So he lied about the direction he was going. He denied he was at the bus stop. And my son was a witness to all of this, of course, right? My son testified. I testified. The police officer told the exact story of the other Haitian guy. So they were hanging together tight. And the first thing the prosecutor did was demand that my map of my street be thrown out. So I could not even demonstrate but because I knew the distances, I explained. I said I quizzed the officer and the guy that hit me. I said, how many cars? He claimed to be coming from the other direction. I said, how many cars were between my driveway and the corner? And he said 3. But when I measured, there wasn't room for 3 cars. Like, he was lying on that. Even presenting facts, even having a witness, it didn't matter. What mattered was I was up against some racial minorities. They were lying. The police officer was lying. And the prosecutor just didn't give a crap. She wanted to win. And they did. They won. So there you go. Next time someone does something like that to you, I suggest that you take photos, videotape, do everything you can to acquire evidence. But when you go to court, the judge might throw out your evidence, right? So, yeah, just watch out for those people.